And we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Animation Edition with your host, Ibrahim, aka Mark Brown. And we're back for episode 7 of season 8 with a wonderful former contestant who's been on the show multiple times, Disney lover, film reviewer, Disney reviewer, overall fun guy, Mr. Stanford Clark. How are you?
Hey, how's it going, Ibrahim? So nice to see you.
Always nice to have you on. And for people who aren't familiar with you or haven't seen the show, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, as you said, I'm a Disney and a movie fan. They're more hobbies for me. In my real life, I work in training and development for a company. I live in Salt Lake City, Utah, and but I do have a movie blog. It's moviespastandpresent.com. I do a podcast, and I am a guest on other podcasts as well. And just love love movies, love Disney.
You used to be on the Animation Fascination as well.
Yeah, in fact, I'm back on the Animation
There we
Fascination
go.
podcast. The podcast got revived
Yeah.
after a bit of a hiatus. So that's really been great because I love animation too. So particularly animated films. And
You're perfect for the show.
well, it's really nice to be included on that. It's great.
I always love having you. And for anyone else who's new to this is a 12-question multiple choice game show about anything even remotely in the field of animation. As long as Stanford keeps getting questions right, he goes higher up the ladder. Once he gets one wrong, that's the end of the game. He leaves with the last number of points from the last safe haven. He has 3 lifelines to help him, 50-50, gets rid of 2 wrong answers, or phone a friend if he chooses. He can call someone for help, excuse me, or ask the expert. This season, our expert is Mr. Skylar Schuler from the Disney Insider. We've asked him all these questions previously, and Stanford could see how he answered, decide if he wants to go with that or not. And if Stanford gets to the 32,000 points to get that right, he gets a 4th lifeline, a double dip, which allows him to take 2 chances at answering the question. After that introduction, are you ready to play me later?
Let's do this thing.
Let's do this thing. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. It's a little laggy at my end, but okay. And remember this, your lateral points.
Yes.
The yellow ones are your benchmarks. Once you get to those, you can't lose them. And everyone check out Skylar Schuler, the DisneyInsider.com. It's a very wonderful website that I recommend a lot.
Yes, he does good work.
He does good work. Disney news, Disney scoops. He tends to have a lot of info before like any of the other major news sources does. And he was recently at D23, and they had a booth there. So yeah, just give him a check out. And Stanford, if you're ready, let's start. 500.
I am ready.
What type of animal is the title character of the animated 2011 DreamWorks animation film Puss in Boots? A rabbit, a snake, a cat, or a monkey?
So, Puss in Boots, I think, is one of the great characters in the Shrek universe, if that's what you call it. And for sure, Puss in Boots is a cat because he's got 9 lives.
Nothing's final to say final answer. Is that a final
answer? Final answer.
And so take your time to say that, but I'm pretty sure you know your answer is correct.
at least I hope I know. Right.
Sorry, it was a monkey the whole time.
Right, the whole time. Who knew?
Hey, the sequel didn't come out yet. Maybe that's the sequel. Maybe reincarnates as a monkey.
That's right. We're gonna
after the 9th life. Yeah, I've never been a big fan. I've never been a fan really of the Shrek movies, but Puss in Boots, the spin-off movie, I like that more than any of the Shrek movies.
I think the character of Puss in Boots is so great, and Antonio Banderas is, as the voice actor for it is great. I'm actually quite looking forward to this Puss in Boots, sequel coming out. I think it looks quite good. At least, fingers crossed.
I am too, and I know it's been planned for a long time, but they weren't giving us any info about it, so I thought maybe they weren't working on it. They were going to pull it, but no, it's still coming out. So
yeah, it's still coming out. I think at Christmas time, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it kind of December?
Yeah, sometime around then. So it's 11 years ago.
Holiday.
So.
Yeah.
And I think it's Antonio Banderas again. So
I think so too.
That should be fun. All right, Stanford. The next one's 1,000 points. I have to remind you, if you get it wrong, you'll leave with nothing. I don't think it's going to happen, but just remind you.
You never know.
1,000 points. In which U.S. state does the animated 2002 Disney canon film Lilo and Stitch primarily take place? Alabama, Wyoming, Hawaii, Rhode Island.
Okay, so I think I know this answer to Ibrahim. Which I'm grateful for sure. It's not Wyoming. Wyoming is adjacent to Utah, and none of those. There are no palm trees or beaches in Wyoming, and definitely not Alabama or Rhode Island. It is in the beautiful state of Hawaii, and so I'm going to say, C, Hawaii. Final answer.
Well, I think you know your answer is correct. Congratulations.
Okay.
You have 1,000 points no matter what you do.
All right.
I always want to go to Wyoming, but yeah, I don't think it would look like this.
No, Wyoming does not look like that at all. In fact, we have to do a lot of driving out here in the West, even if we're going anywhere. And to drive through Wyoming is like to go into a time warp. It just goes on forever, and it's just kind of like all the same. So anyway,
but yeah,
definitely not Hawaii.
And this is a film that I never loved. Another one that I feel bad to say, but I never loved it as much as everyone else did.
I'm the same. I'm the same.
I didn't hate it. I don't hate it or anything, but like it never. I was never enamored with it.
It never resonated with me. What I do love about it. I think this is a great shot. I know it was like a promotional shot, but the this film used watercolor painted backgrounds, and which was the first time, if I'm not mistaken, that the Disney studio did it since they made Bambi in the 40s. So I think that in and of itself, is just beautiful, and what a great way to paint Hawaii, because it's just so picturesque too. But yeah, the whole. I guess I like the Ohana component of it, but the whole alien thing, I don't know. Stitch is also, I think, quite an annoying character.
I always hated. But, did you ever go to Magic Kingdom when they had the Stitch ride?
Oh yeah, I went on it once, and I hated it so much. I never could go back on it. I just thought this thing is so terrible.
I hated it so much, and for those who don't know, there was a scene where in the ride where Stitch would burp. And when he burps, it's this disgusting smell throughout the whole. It
was horrible.
Ride.
Was it supposed to be chili? Or I can't remember what it was.
I think so. Or corn dog or something.
This was just disgusting, which was the point, but it just made it miserable.
So ever since then, whenever I would go on the ride, I would hold my breath at that point for a good while. But then they took the smell away. So
okay.
And now they don't have the ride anymore. So that's good.
And the ride's gone. Yeah.
No one will miss it.
Yeah, someday they'll replace it. Maybe. All
right, Stanford, you got 1,000. We want to get
okay.
Let's go. 2,000.
All right.
Tai Lung, Lord Shen, and Kai are all villains that appear in which animated DreamWorks animation film series? Is it the Shrek series, How to Train Your Dragon series, Kung Fu Panda series, or the Crude series?
Oh, Ibrahim, this is a little harder for me.
Well, take your time. You have your lifelines.
I think it's going to be either B, How to Train Your Dragon, or C, Kung Fu Panda. And given that the names have, I think, particularly Tai Lung and Kai, have a real Asian flair to them, and I just can't remember all of the villain names or the people in How to Train Your Dragon, but I really don't think it was any of those three. I also did I see the last Kung Fu Panda movie? I probably did, because I kind of like Kung Fu Panda, but I can't just answer with a resounding with full confidence. However, I am going to take a risk, and I am going to go with C, Kung Fu Panda. Final answer.
Well, you're taking a risk. How sure are you?
I am 95% sure.
That's not a bad way to take a risk. If we get it right, we keep going. If not,
Yeah, if I get it wrong,
we
it's
get it
been a
wrong.
pleasure.
This will be the earliest someone ever got it wrong on the show. So that'll be historic too.
Yeah, it'll be historic. It'll be like, way to go, Stan.
Stanford, your
Yeah.
answer is correct.
Oh, thank goodness.
You didn't make history there, but yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, see, I think I recognize those character designs, but I don't remember those names. So
yeah,
I feel lucky that they were, that they sound, they seem to have a bit of an Asian flair to them.
yeah.
I lucked out, Ibrahim.
Tai Lung is the one at the left, the leopard. He's from the first
Okay.
movie. Lord Shen is the one at the right, the peacock. I think he was from the second movie, and then
Okay.
Kai was the one in the middle from the third
Okay.
movie. Yeah, even How to Train Your Dragon. Like, if you asked me to name the villains, I don't even remember who the villains were in
I
those
don't
movies.
think I could. I mean,
I know
maybe
they
I
have
could
villains,
do it.
but
I know they had a, yeah. I just
I feel Kung
don't
Fu Panda
remember.
the villain stood out more. But I think it's also
Yeah,
the type of film it was.
right. Exactly.
But
Well,
hey, good.
I'm grateful that I didn't break the record
And
or set the record of being the.
and you saved the lifeline. So
Yeah, that was the thing. I didn't want to give him the lifeline so early.
kind of worked out. But let's see if we keep going. 5,000.
Okay.
What is the name of the boy band that appears in the animated 2022 Pixar film Turning Red? Was it Four Town, Whistle Drop, The Fanboys, or Scales Up?
You know, I think I was seeing some pictures of the D23 Expo that just happened, and they I don't know where I saw it. Maybe it was actually like the Disney D23 Instagram feed, but they were showing some of the cosplay, and some guys they dressed up for the convention as Four Town. So I was yeah, I know it's a Four Town final answer, and I wish I could show you this picture because it was funny. They did they were doing the poses and everything. That whole part of Turning Red really cracked me up.
Well, at least this was easier than the last one. Your answer is correct.
Okay, yeah, I'm a little more confident about this one.
Was that
Yeah,
the
there they
closest
are.
they did?
Yeah, and they had the clothes. I mean, anyway, the orange shirt stuff. It was really funny.
I don't know what you thought, but for me, I hated this movie. I haven't hated a movie in a long time, and I haven't hated an animated movie in a long time. But
Yeah,
I
but this one,
really, really did not like this movie at all.
yeah, and I can understand why you feel that way because other people that I've talked to, family members and other friends, didn't really care for either for a variety of reasons. But and I think really mainly it was the subject matter. Uh, that was not necessarily an enjoyable experience to relive that time of life in this interesting way. Yeah, so I guess it, yeah, yeah. I don't know how necessarily how big of a hit it was for Pixar, and how they put it on Disney Plus exclusively and all that
Yeah, because they
controversy.
didn't go
But
to theaters.
yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah.
Yeah, so this is I have a lot to
Anyway,
say about this movie, but
I
yeah,
hear I hear what you're saying. Yeah, it'd
yeah,
be fun to I enjoy dissecting with you sometime.
yeah. But I know that a lot of people who like it too, so it's a pretty divisive movie, I guess.
Yeah, I guess for what it was, I liked it. Again, not that I can necessarily relate, but I thought it was an interesting way to tell that story.
Hmm. I guess they had a goal and they went with it and
Yeah.
they brought out what they thought was best.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like it. All right,
Hey,
10,000
it's okay.
Hello, everybody. If you're watching this, I've combined two videos together. We had a little technical difficulties, but if you're watching this is going to be one whole complete video. So coming back to where we last left off, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. There it is.
Okay. And you get 500, you got that right. 1,000, you got that right. 2,000, 5,000, you get there. And we were at the 10,000 points.
Okay.
Let's try this again. Take two. Where does the animated Disney television series DuckTales 2017-2021 take place? Is it Ducktown, Duckville, Duckburg, Duckside? I think you're singing you're humming the
Yeah, I
song.
was gonna say, how could you tell? In my brain, yeah. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. So I am going to say C, Duckburg, final answer. And thank goodness for the world's catchiest theme song.
Your answer is correct.
I love that theme song. There it is.
And in both the original show and the new show, it's both Duckburg, so that's good. And I watched the new show and I love it a lot.
It's great, isn't it? I think they did a really good job.
They do an amazing job of paying tribute to the old show with old characters and bringing them in as cameos, as well as fleshing them out and giving them different type of roles and connecting all the plots. Like, I loved it a lot. I'm sad that it ended.
I know. I'm sad it ended too. I don't know how they make those decisions. If it's, again, how they choose the ratings with all, since it's people aren't just watching it on TV anymore. I thought that this new version too, what they did with the characters made everybody just so much more interesting. It was just even so much more character driven to me. But then also I hadn't seen the old one for quite a while too.
I haven't watched much of the old one, but like it took me a while to get into Huey, Dewey, and Louie's voices because I'm so used to them.
It was all different. Yeah.
But in the end, I think it did grow on me. But yeah, that took a while, and not hearing Alan Young as a Scrooge.
Yeah, I know that's different too, isn't it?
But David Tennant did a good job.
Yeah.
Stanford, excuse me. 2 away from the next benchmark. You still have all your lifelines.
Okay.
20,000. Let's go.
Fingers crossed.
Who is the voice of the protagonist Milo in the animated 2001 Disney canon film Atlantis: The Lost Empire? Is it Ted Danson, Michael J. Fox, Alan Alda, Ron Howard?
Well, I like all of these actors. This one I know. We could talk a little bit about Atlantis because I have mixed feelings about Atlantis. I think in some ways it's marvelous, and I love the animation and I love the whole adventure concept. But I think that I have some issues with the plot. However, I digress. The answer is B, Michael J. Fox. Final answer.
You're the Disney guy. You know your stuff. The answer is correct.
Just grateful it's a Disney question.
Yeah, Atlantis, I agree with you. It's a mixed bag. I feel with their vision and what they had, what in their mind they were planning to do, I think was good. I think the execution of it is where it failed. And it was disappointing because this was also the third film directed by the people who did Beauty and the Beast and then Hunchback of Notre Dame.
A-list team.
So you're kind of expecting this to be at those levels, but and I don't know if it's anyone's fault per se, or if it's just studio getting involved or just writing issues. But it's not a horrible movie. It's not a bad movie, but
it's the animation is so stunning. I would love to see it on the big screen again sometime. I wish that that opportunity would present itself, but
I feel somebody was watching this on the big screen recently. I think someone in California. Someone I was watching.
Oh yeah, I think it was. Yeah, did they show it like at the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood or something? Yeah.
So
I love that, or the New Beverly or something. It was. Yeah, I agree with you. I think I saw that too.
To me, it's just nice.
I was jealous.
It's nice that Michael J. Fox is part of the Disney canon.
I know, right? And I think he's very good in this role too.
Looks like him.
Yeah, it does. Clearly, they use him as inspiration for the character design.
Stanford, you're 1 away from the next benchmark. You still have all your lifelines, and if you get that one right, you will get a 4th lifeline, and you can't get lower than 32,000.
Okay.
So this is exciting. Let's see how far we can go.
We'll see how it goes.
Which animated television series spawned 2 television films in 2022 with the subtitle The Streaming Wars? Was it The Simpsons, Family Guy, King of the Hill, or South Park?
You know, I recently subscribed to Paramount Plus. I was just going to do a trial because for Animation Fascination, we were watching that new Beavis and Butthead movie, which is exclusively on Paramount Plus. I'm just keeping it classy. And I saw a
It's
lot
research.
that's right, exactly. And I saw a lot of ads for for this because I have I think Paramount Plus offers a non-ad version. I think I think I pay for ad. Anyway, regardless, I believe I know it's not The Simpsons and Family Guy or King of the Hill. I just don't think it's either of those because South Park is very prominent on Paramount Plus. I really believe is because I think they were advertising like the second part too. That I was reaching. So I feel pretty confident about this one, Mark. Not wanting to be cocky, but I really do believe that it is D South Park. So I'm going to go with D South Park. Final answer.
Sure
Taking a risk again. Trying to keep those lifelines, and I hope I'm not blowing it.
Well, if you get this right, you have 32,000 no matter what. And the
Okay.
fourth lifeline. Get it wrong, go down to 1,000. It's the end of the
Then
game.
go to 1,000 and say thanks for playing.
Stanford.
Yeah.
Your answer is
Oh, thank goodness. Sometimes I wonder if my memory is not is failing me. I haven't watched this though. I'm not a South Park, has made me laugh sometimes, and I think that I'm amazed how current they are, because I know it doesn't necessarily take a long time to animate one of their shows, but it's also a bit crass, I think, sometimes for my taste. But anyway, how about you? Are you a South Park fan?
No, I never watched it either for the same reasons. A bit too adult
Yeah.
for me. So
yeah.
Simpsons is probably the most I could tolerate. Then Simpsons, I've never seen a full episode of The Simpsons.
I hardly watch The Simpsons myself. Yeah.
Much less Family Guy or King of the Hill. So.
Yeah. I remember thinking King of the Hill is pretty funny, but yeah, I never watched Family Guy either.
Well, the good thing is Paramount Plus helped you. You have 32,000 no matter
I know.
what. And you have
Thank goodness for that Paramount Plus research.
You're headed to the million with all 4 lifelines. You have five questions and 4 lifelines. You could use one in each and skip.
Okay. So I'm sure I'm going to start needing them.
Stanford, 64,000 points. Which YouTuber replaced Adam Sandler as the voice of Dracula in the animated 2022 Sony animation film Hotel Transylvania Transformania? Sun Cho, Brian Hull, Sea Dog VA, or John Bailey?
Yeah, I'm gonna need help because I remember reading that Adam Sandler's voice was replaced in this latest version, but none of those names look familiar to me. So I am trying to think. Yeah, seriously. I'm thinking of that it's either Brian Hull or John Bailey, but again, that's just with no knowledge. So I wonder if I should do the 50-50. So again, remind me again, Ibrahim, of the lifelines. I've got a 50-50.
Yeah, 50-50 gets rid of 2 wrong answers. You have 2 experts, so you could ask Skylar. And you have the double dip, which gives you 2 chances at answering the question.
Okay. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to do the double dip. But then again, again, it's one of those. Maybe I should use the double dip because I'm just completely clueless on this one. I really have no idea. So, so if I did the double dip, that means I guess once and if it's wrong,
you guess again.
I can guess again.
And if it's still wrong, you look.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna actually better go with a 50-50 because again with the double dip, I'm just not confident enough.
Okay, and you don't want to ask Skylar? Right.
Well, Skylar, he sounded like he was more current on Disney and Pixar
The
than
Disney Pixar
on this,
modern.
and I guess more modern
Mhm.
stuff. Well, that's a good point. You know, I
It's your choice.
I think I actually am gonna ask Skylar because he's in the know. He does news. He probably covered this story. I would think. So I am gonna ask the expert.
Okay, you use your first expert and your first lifeline of the game. We asked Skylar, did he know this answer? He said, I'm 100% sure it is B, Brian
See,
Hall.
I'm so glad. I mean, because I would have guessed Brian Hall, but it was just such a shot in the dark. Okay, well, I'm gonna trust Skylar and go with B, Brian Hall. Final answer.
Well, you didn't know, but Skylar apparently did. Is he right? Your answer is correct. Thank you, Skylar.
Oh, Skylar.
So this is Brian Hall.
Okay.
I follow his YouTube channel. I'm a big fan of his. He started out like he got popularity doing cartoon voice impressions and
I
doing
was gonna
songs.
say, didn't he do impressions and songs and
Yes,
stuff?
exactly. He started with like I think his "Let It Go" was probably
Yeah.
what got him popular. Then he started
Okay.
doing into voice work, and then he did Adam Sandler, and he voiced Dracula in like some Hotel Transylvania like theme park rides across the world and stuff.
Oh my
And
stars.
then one of the shorts, and then finally they gave him the role in a film.
What a good gig.
Sadly,
Was that
he didn't go to theaters, but I mean, at least he was in a film.
still was Adam Sandler okay with all of this? Did he care?
Yeah, I don't know. I doubt it.
If he gave it his blessing, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Good for him. And
Yeah.
and I will always have that in my brain now. You know, about Brian
Good old
Hall.
Brian Hall, he's now
Oh,
Dracula.
get
This
me
film,
alive for another question.
I don't know if you saw this film, but to me, like this film wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I liked it better than the third one.
Yeah, I didn't really like the third one, and so I think I stayed away from this one because
Oh,
I just thought the third one just was so not good, and I really should have been a little more forgiving and watch it. I might watch it now since it kept
yeah,
me alive.
yeah. This one's better than the third one. It's not amazing, but it's better than the third. So
It's on Netflix, isn't it, Ibrahim? Is that what it's on? Do you not recall? I mean, I don't remember. We'll
I
find it.
think Amazon Prime. I could.
Oh, it's on Amazon Prime. I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, you use your first lifeline of the game. You still have three more,
Whew.
and you have 4 questions in a million. Let's go.
Okay.
125.
Ooh.
In which animated Disney canon film does the English actress Joan Plowright voice a character? Is it in Dinosaur, Treasure Planet, The Black Cauldron, The Great Mouse Detective?
You know, I I believe I know this answer. I'm 99% sure. I despise this movie so much, and it's because partly of Joan Plowright's character. This is so mean to say, but Joan Plowright and Della Reese as these dinosaurs. Just the whole thing. Just anyway, I the movie had potential, and visually, I thought it initially was interesting. But anyway, I despise this film, but I guess I should. I'm going to change my tune because it might get me another the next point level. So I am going to say a dinosaur. Final answer.
Well, you seem pretty 99% sure.
I said I'm pretty sure about this, and if I lose, I lose. But it's got to be because I tell you, I've ripped on it enough to know.
I'm sure you and Rachel had a lot to say about this movie on
Yeah, we had a lot to
podcast.
say about dinosaur.
Well, Stanford, your answer is correct.
Oh, thank goodness. Again, remembering correctly. Yeah, there she is. Oh, Ibrahim. What's your opinion on this movie?
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember I was young when I saw it, so like it was
Yeah.
fine. I didn't love it, but it was okay. I don't even remember her character much, or like what
Oh,
she did.
they just drove me so crazy. And I think it wasn't necessarily their performances, maybe it was, but it was also just like, what are these
Characters.
dinosaurs doing? What are they doing here? Like, what is this all about? I think if I were a little, if I were a little kid and really into dinosaurs, I probably would like the movie more. But wow.
And one thing I enjoy, I like knowing like when like big classic, like big star actors and actresses do voice roles in animated movies. It interests
Yeah.
me. So like Joan Plowright. So this is one of her animated movie that she did. Sir Laurence Olivier's wife. This is what she did, Dinosaur. But
Yeah.
without taking away from her, she's a great actress as well.
Right. Oh,
So
she's a fantastic
yeah,
actress. And I don't wish to completely rip on her performance. Just her character just makes me
I
insane.
think the only animated movie she did besides this it was Curious George. I think she was in that as
Oh
well.
yeah, I think you're
Mhm.
right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess she's retired now. She's pretty old.
Yeah, she's still alive, I think. Isn't she still with us?
Yeah, she's
I
like in her
think.
90s, but I'm
Okay.
pretty sure she's not
Yeah.
acting anymore.
She's just a great British actress for sure.
Stanford, 3 away from a
Oh my
million,
goodness,
and,
what's
and
happening?
and you have 3 lifelines. You could use one in each, or you could use two in one of them. I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah.
250.
Oh, we'll
Let's
see
go.
what's gonna happen. What's good? What's in front of me here?
An animated Disney television series Darkwing Duck from 1991-1992. Darkwing Duck's neighbor, Mr. Muddlefoot, is voiced by Jim Cummings doing an impression of which actor? Is it Bing Crosby, Gregory Peck, John Wayne, Randy Devine?
Ooh. See,
Sorry.
yeah, I I watched some Darkwing Duck, but I wouldn't consider myself a pro. And boy, Jim Cummings is so versatile, isn't he? He can just do anything. I'm trying to think of what I mean, kind of with the combination of the name and uh what would be also kind of probably humorous, My my guess, if I were just, to have to guess before I took a lifeline, I would think it's Andy Devine. Because I think Gregory Peck, I mean, Bing Crosby would be funny, but I don't know with the name Muddlefoot. I mean, it could be, and I guess I'm going to have to take a lifeline. John Wayne seems almost too obvious, and again with the name like Muddlefoot, it just doesn't seem like that would correspond. I mean, I think that given the kind of the broad nature of these cartoons, that maybe John Wayne would be more of like a cowboy or a heroic type. Anyway, blah blah blah. I'm gonna need a lifeline.
So you could ask
So,
Skylar again, or 50
um,
50, or double.
you know, uh, that's right, because there's two Skylers, huh?
Correct. And Skylar is a Disney guy too.
Yeah. Uh, and more Disney feature, and he's not necessarily great though with classic movies. So I mean, he
Well,
probably would be familiar with these characters.
well, not necessarily. He didn't say that. And anything in Disney is, he said, is his cup of tea.
Okay. Um, boy, decisions, Ibrahim. Uh, I am leaning towards doing a 50-50, but you're right, it is a Disney, and uh I don't know though. I mean, I guess that Skylar would be good with Disney afternoon stuff too, but
Totally up to you.
I'm gonna do a 50-50.
Okay, so we can get rid of 2 wrong answers. And you said you're leaning towards Andy Devine, right?
Andy Devine, but we'll see if it still stays.
Let's get rid of 2 random wrong answers. John Wayne or Andy
Okay.
Devine.
Yeah.
You could guess, or you could
Again,
use another lifeline.
I could use another one.
Yeah, if you want.
What are my well, I don't know if I want, I mean, boy, I don't want to lose this. Um, but I gotta tell you, I just don't feel like I just can't see here Jim Cummings doing John Wayne for a character that's named Mr. Muddlefoot. Uh, so if I get this one wrong, I drop down to 32,000
Correct.
and I'm out of the game.
And if we have it round 2, if you make the top 5, you'll come back.
Okay. You know, I don't want to be foolish, but I don't want to lose, because I've got 3 more questions after this, right?
2
2
after
more.
this.
So what are other lifelines? So I guess I could ask Skylar.
You could ask Skylar if you want, or you could do a double dip, which in this case, since there's only 2 choices, you'll definitely get it right.
Oh yeah.
And then you'll
Well,
just remember you have 2 questions after this.
And then I could walk. Could I still walk? And I could walk away with 250,000 if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay. If I got it, I'm going to do the double dip.
Okay, so you're gonna
So
use
the 50, another 50-50.
Then yeah, so the double dip, you get to take 2 guesses, but since we have 2, you'll get them right. Which do you want to guess first?
So I'm gonna guess Andy Devine first.
You told me Andy. Well, you told me Andy Devine.
And so Andy Devine, yeah, final answer.
Your answer is correct.
All that stress for nothing. But I mean, but it was pure. Okay, yeah. See, it was just pure guessing that's the type of character that Mr. Muddlefoot would be,
Yeah.
rather than some tough cowboy.
Yeah, it was like, yeah. I feel like John Muddlefoot Wayne doesn't sound right.
I know it just doesn't seem right.
But I'm glad. Like, yeah, you could have gone with Andy Devine since the beginning, but it's good to be sure. So
well, I just didn't want to blow it because
I don't think, is this the farthest you've gone? I can't remember.
This is the farthest I've gone. I think I can't remember if last time I ended up at 125 or yeah. I think this is the farthest I've gone.
Stanford, you're 2 away from the million.
2 away.
And you have Skylar. He's your last lifeline.
So okay.
Once. 500,000 points. I don't get to this part a lot. Monkeys of Mumbai and Lidsville were 2 canceled animated films that were being developed by which animation studio? Was it DreamWorks, Leica, Illumination Entertainment, or Sony Animation? This is a hard one.
Yeah, it is a hard one, but I'm thinking that it was DreamWorks, but I'm maybe getting it confused with another, project or something that they were doing. It seemed to me that DreamWorks had something in development that was going to be set in India. And again, I'm thinking that maybe it might have been a different title. Lidsville, I don't recognize, but I really don't think that either of these are Leica. Frankly, I don't know a lot about Leica canceled projects. I'm sure that they have them, but it seems like the stuff that Leica announces typically comes out. Illumination, frankly, is like the studio I pay the least amount of attention to because I just don't really love their work. That's why, and I know that I think, well, I might be getting this confused, but it seems like when Universal, or when Comcast bought DreamWorks, or however that worked, that since DreamWorks and Illumination are now literally under the same corporate umbrella, kind of like the way Disney Animation Studios and Pixar are, under the Comcast umbrella. If I might be getting it confused because I think I probably just read an article, about it. I don't think either of these were at Sony, and wow, wouldn't that be pathetic if I were wrong? I probably am going to need to ask Skylar on this because my guess, my impression is my brain is kind of telling me to go with DreamWorks, but I don't feel confident about it.
So you want to use your last lifeline?
I think I'm going to use my last lifeline.
It's your last lifeline of the game. We asked Skylar. He said So I don't know what the first project is, but Lidsville is Sid and Marty Croft. I know they were trying to do something with HR Puff and stuff at DreamWorks, so A, but it's a complete guess.
Yeah,
So he's also thinking A, but he's looking at it from the Lidsville point of view.
right. Because again, I had not heard, or I don't recall hearing about Lidsville. Well, since he and I both were thinking about DreamWorks, I'm going to take the risk, even though I really, I don't want to drop down and kind of kick myself out. But you got to take a risk here. At least I think I do, because if I don't guess this one, I'm at 250,000, right?
Correct. If you walk away,
if I walk away. Oh, I am going to take a risk, and I'm going to go with A, DreamWorks Animation, final answer. And if I lose, Ibrahim, I lose, because I would really want to stay, but
well, you are kind of leaning towards DreamWorks.
Yeah, and since he said DreamWorks,
Skylar was also kind of leaning towards DreamWorks. And if you're
yeah,
100% sure, if you get this right, you keep going and you see the million-point question, which is something most people don't ever see.
yeah, so I think it's worth the risk.
You will go
But
32,000.
I hope I'm right. We'll see.
Your answer is
oh my gosh. I can't believe it. There it is.
This is
okay.
Monkeys from Mumbai. This is
Monkeys from Mumbai.
This is exactly what you're thinking of.
Because wasn't it going to be like a big Bollywood musical? Correct. I mean, it sounded really fun.
I was excited about it for it,
yeah.
but then they canceled it along with a bunch of
You're the one who teaches me all the cool stuff about which Bollywood movies to watch. I thought this looked cool. I remember it sounded cool. And
yeah,
Lidsville, though. Did you know anything about Lidsville?
I knew when it was coming out. It was based on HR Puff and stuff, but I'm not very familiar with that. But Alan Menken was supposed to be doing the music, so that's why
goodness,
I was excited for that. But
where was I? Under a rock, clearly.
You missed that, but hey, you got 500,000.
Wow.
Points.
Okay. No lifelines.
Take a minute to breathe, and there's no lifelines. The next one's the million. If you
get a little freaked out.
If you get the million right, you win the game show with the $100 Amazon gift card.
Oh
if you get it wrong, you leave with 32,000 and come back for round two if we have a round two, which probably will if you don't make this. And or
I could walk away.
Or you could walk away 500,000 and come back for round two as well.
Okay.
Which that's like almost definite you'll come back with 500,000.
Oof.
Stanford.
We'll see. And I've got to look up Lidsville because again, wait, do you recall maybe the year it was supposed to come out, Ibrahim? I mean, I don't
think they went that far to have years planned.
Oh, okay.
Stanford, let's see the million points.
All right, see the $1 million question here.
Well, it's points. I don't have money.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Animated DPD Freeling Enterprises television series Bailey's Comets from 1973 to 1975 was about teams of what racing to find clues that led to $1 million prize at the end of the race? Was it teams of roller skaters, teams of marathon runners, teams of cyclists, or teams of horseback riders?
Wow.
Have you seen this show?
I've never seen. If I have seen this show, it hasn't stuck with me. Given that it's the time period, I'm thinking that it's roller skaters. Mark, I hate to admit it. I'm an old man, and I would have been a very young child during this. But I was alive.
You look 20.
And why, thank you, my friend. You're kind. But roller skating was a big deal in the 70s. I don't think it would have been marathon runners because honestly, that also doesn't sound very fun to watch, as far as a cartoon. Cyclists, maybe, because again, that could have been interesting. And I don't think horseback riders, because again, that's not necessarily again, like a team thing that you would you'd watch on, um, like a Saturday morning cartoon. Like this is probably what it was. It was like on Saturday mornings when we used to watch cartoons back in the Ice Age. Um, so
Wow, you grew up without a smartphone. How did that work?
I know, right? Or the internet.
Or the internet.
Yeah. Or yeah, I mean, computers didn't show up until I was like in high school. Um, okay. Personal computers, that is. So, I don't want to be stupid. But I am so tempted to go for this because I can nuke D. I really, and again, and if that's what it is, shame on me. And marathon runners. I wish I had a 50-50 that I could. But hey, but I couldn't get this far. And so I think it's got to be either roller skaters or cyclists. And then again, I'm just kind of thinking roller skaters because it just feels like, the Comets could be like a kind of like a roller derby team or something. But it's also like the end of the race. And so, roller skaters, they're on some kind of a rink. And cyclists are going to be, on the road. But I still picture, again, just like a cartoon with roller skaters sounds like it would be so much more fun to watch than a cartoon of people on bikes. Still, I want to take the risk because I would love to win,
You
but
took the risk 3 times today and it worked out.
I know, right? But then again, I sure would like to stick around and do it. Um I guess as you said, I'll drop back down to 32,000, right?
Yeah.
And there's a possibility that I could come back.
Correct. Because a lot of people lose at 32,000. So since you're all tied, what I use as a tiebreaker is how far you went before you went
okay.
out. So because you went to 1 million, that'll be extra points for you.
Okay. Ooh. Yeah, it's that $1 million prize, that you're talking about at the end of the race that really has me flummoxed because again, since I haven't seen the show, I'm just going off of what would have been fun to watch as a kid.
Good time. We have we're in no rush.
Well, you're not. Thanks.
I'm enjoying watching your face.
I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna say roller skaters. Final answer, and I guess you got in a blaze of glory, or just in a blaze of.
Stanford,
I don't know if I can watch.
You could have walked away with $500,000, but you took a guess on A.
I took a guess.
How sure are you of A?
I was not sure at all, but it just was more just like, what would I have liked to watch when I was a little kid? And that roller skating was big.
Stanford, you get this right, you get the million, and there is no round 2, and you win the $100 gift card. You get this wrong, you leave with 32,000. Stanford, your luck worked out 3 times. This trick worked time 4.
I can hardly watch Ibrahim.
Your answer.
I tried. No way. Okay. There they are. I swear I must have watched this, because look at these characters too. I mean, doesn't that look like Fred from Scooby-Doo and Jughead from Archie? And,
I think all the animation studios kind of copied each other.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Have you ever seen this?
I never even heard of it until I did research for this show. But I didn't expect I didn't expect anyone to know this unless they knew it. But you use the connotations that roller skating was big back in the day,
Yeah,
in
the
the
time
70s.
period.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they most likely would have capitalized on that. So yeah, there were teams of roller skaters apparently, and there were like clues they had to go find. So I guess they would roller skate to wherever they had to find the clues or whatever. And there's $1 million prize. But you took a risk 4 times.
I did, Ibrahim. I mean, what in the world? I guess I was,
And to
I mean, I was.
think it was the third question with Tai Lung that you almost got wrong.
Oh, exactly. That was the thing that
What
was
help?
freaking me out.
And you used your lifelines wisely too. So like you kept
Well,
them for the last 5. So
yeah, because I mean, clearly knowing that those were going to be really hard. I can't believe I didn't have any PBS questions on this, Ibrahim. That was, I think, I was lucky because that's like my blind spot
that's
right
your
there.
downfall.
It is. It's my kryptonite.
Stanford. I don't really know what to say. This is one of the most exciting game shows. I mean episodes
This
ever.
was a fun one. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
After let me look at my. I have
Have you got my stats?
I got your stats here. This is your 6th appearance.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
6 times the charm.
6 times. Wow.
Just remember that includes double second round and stuff.
Right, because I was
So,
made it to the second round once or
yeah.
twice, right? It was like, yeah.
Stanford, I don't know what to say, but congratulations. You won season 8, and you will
Well,
get
thank you.
the $100 Amazon gift card for me.
Well, that's incredibly generous of you and totally not necessary, but thank you. That's so kind.
And for anyone else watching, we still have 3 more contestants, so we're still going to play and see if anyone else gets to the million, but they won't be around too. And before we go, Stanford, is there anything you want to say? How can people find you?
Well, you know, I guess sometimes it just pays to be an old man because I was able to guess.
There's the title of this episode.
Yeah, I was able to guess about the roller skate show, and I am totally looking up that show too, because you think that there might be some old episodes that somebody's put up on YouTube, right, or something.
I'm sure. How can people find you?
But on Twitter, I'm at Stanford Clark, and then my movie podcast and blog is moviespastandpresent.com.
I'll put links to those below. And this is really the most exciting episode in a long time. And everyone else watching, like I said, we will have the other 3 contestants play. We won't have a round 2, of course, but we'll see if they can make to the million as well. So until then, take care. Bye.